Before we sing this closing hymn, I want to say something about the person who wrote it, a UU minister, poet, and songwriter named Rick Maston. In 1971, his two daughters were in a high school dance class in California, whose teacher invited her students to go with her during Christmas break to see a dance ensemble from New York City. This was going to be performing about 80 miles away. And Rick Maston's daughters really wanted to go, but they had holiday obligations, so they didn't. Well, the teacher and a number of other students did go, but on the way back, they were blindsided by a drunk driver who was going 100 miles an hour and jumped the center divider and ended up killing the teacher and the two girls in the front seat. The girls in the back didn't die, but they were seriously injured, and one of them was the best friend of one of Rick Maston's daughters. In fact, her kneecap was so damaged that the doctor said he didn't think she would ever walk without a cane, let alone dance anymore. Here they were, dancers. When Rick Maston and his family went to visit her in the hospital, he made a bet with her. He said, "You'll come dancing up the road to our house exactly 1 year from today. And what's more, I'm going to write the music to the song that you'll dance to." The next week, he wrote the song that we're about to sing. And the next year to the day, she danced up their country road, limping, it's true, but dancing nonetheless. Now, there's one other detail in this story you may find interesting. The third verse of the song goes, "Let the sun shine, let it rain, share the laughter, bear the pain." But Rick Maston was a terrible speller. He meant to write bear the pain, but he spelled it bear the pain. Now, it so happened that he was performing it at a mental institution where there was a woman sitting on the floor in front of him who liked all the stuff he was doing until he ended his performance with "Let It Be a Dance." And when he finished that song, the woman got up and said, "Well, you wrecked the whole program with that last number." And he didn't know what she meant. And then she went over to his loose leaf binder, which was on the music stand, and pointed to the last verse and said, "Look here." But then she said, "Oh, bear, not bear." That makes all the difference. To bear the pain, to expose it, is different from to carry it. Incidentally, Rick Maston says when this woman was sitting on the floor in front, he noticed she seemed to be really into what he was doing. And he said, "She laughed the loudest and wept openly, wept in all the right places. I just figured she was further over the edge than the rest of the audience." As it turned out, she was the director of the place. So when you sing the last verse, actually when the hymn got printed in our hymn book, Rick Maston still put in bear, but the songbook people changed it to bear and said, "This is what you meant, right?" And he thought, "No, but that's okay." So when you sing that last verse, remember that bear could be bear, or at least maybe it should be, and you get the song from whatever you need and whatever hope you now have, maybe one time. Would you rise and body your spirit and join in singing hymn number 311? We extinguish this flame, but the fire and the light go on in all of us. Our closing words are from the ending of the books of Maccabees, which tell the story of Hanukkah. "So here I will end my story. If it is well told and to the point, that is what I myself wanted. If it is poorly done and mediocre, that was the best I could do. It doesn't matter so much whether your story is well told or poorly done. What matters is that it is your story. Tell it."